So who am I? I am Steve and I work for the Coders Guild as a trainer and a coach.
My name's Kelly Kenyon and I am a software tester.
My name is Scott Kenyon. I am the training manager here at the Coders Guild. I look after all the trainers and coaches and ensure we're delivering everything like we promised.
So I teach on the software development apprenticeship and the boot camps that we run. So we run project management boot camps, leadership and management boot camps, and software development boot camps at the moment. We also have other courses coming out, which I'll be hopefully teaching and coaching on as well. But those are the three main ones that we run at the moment.
I've both taught on the testing boot camp in the past, and I am now coaching testing apprentices.
I coach and teach most of the short courses, or an element of them. So in terms of delivery, we have testing, web development, new leadership and management, and a bit about some of our courses that we've had in the past in relation to digital project management. And in terms of coaching, so one-on-one with learners, that's very much with testers, as I was a tester before I joined here at the Coders Guild. So it's all testing for me in terms of my individual coaching.
So I came from a different career. I used to work in hospitality and then I switched to being a developer. And the advice and the guidance that I was given by my coaches and by my trainers was really valuable. So I guess I'm trying to give the next me that hand up. So I want to be that person giving out that really good advice, that help, and just almost helping them on that journey, because there are tough bits. So I just almost want to give that reassurance to people that yes, it is tough, but you will get through it. And here at the Coders Guild, we are there to support. So come to us with questions, and that's why I do it, so I can answer those questions that your mind's going at 1,000,000 miles an hour sometimes. So sometimes it's just giving that advice and sitting down with someone and just calming them down a little bit. So yeah, that's what I do.
So my background before getting into tech is as a high school music teacher / instrumental teacher. I've taught at all levels, types of learning, from primary school, high school, GCSEs, A-level, even BTEC. So this seemed like a good step for me.
When I first started out in my career quite a few years ago, I had a really good coach and mentor myself. And just having that one-on-one connection with someone you can ask a stupid question to and not get a sarky response. So I found so much benefit in that. So when I got experience enough myself, I wanted to give back, and I wanted to then kind of be that person that I had to other people.
Yes, the reason I love being a coach is just to see the progression that comes along. So if you take someone on at the start and they know little bits or even nothing, to see them at the end of their journey and how far they've come is really amazing. And just to know the part that you played in that is a really good feeling. So that's why I love doing it.
The thing I love most about being a coach is seeing the progress and the confidence in the apprentices as they develop through the course. I've always been a huge advocate for helping people into the profession, because when I first started out, I had a number of people from the Coders Guild, amongst others, doing that for me. So I just wanted to give back. As a tester, I can use my skills and my knowledge to help others achieve their goals, which is much more relevant with me because I'm so new to it. And I've taken that road much sooner than a lot of people in tech who may have done it 20, 30 years ago. Likewise, I can understand how you could easily become frustrated, issues you might get, where people might get stuck. So I'm a good person to be on hand. I'm also doing this because I like to learn from the apprentices. They can tell me the newest tech, what they've been up to, and then I go away and I want to learn that as well.
I think it's the fact when I kind of delivered something or said something and you can see like the penny drop with a learner or a student, and they'll go, oh yeah, and they'll ask you a question from a perspective that you've never heard before. And I love being challenged by the students, by the learners, to say, yeah, but what about? And I'm like, I've never thought about that. This is brilliant. That really makes me happy. And that's what I love, because different people coming in and challenging perspectives is really nice to see. And it gives me that adrenaline buzz.
So what attracted me to coaching was the fact that I had a coach myself. So I saw their work and how much it impacted me. So I wanted to give that back to someone else. So that is what attracted me to the role in the first place.
As I've said, I've been a teacher nearly my whole life, and I didn't want that to stop just because I decided to not do formal education, and I got into tech. So when I was approached about becoming a coach and a trainer, I said yes.
I think it was the thing that stuck with me was the ability to kind of change and shape people's ideas and mindsets. A lot of people come into digital or come into IT with a very regimented or rigid way of doing things. And it's just kind of opening up and telling individuals, no, you can be yourself. You know, your quirky, wonderful, fantastic self is exactly what's needed. Please be that. And it's allowing to open people's eyes and doors and getting more people in. That really attracted me to it. So what have I learned about myself or my profession since I started doing coaching and delivery? I've learned that I know a lot more than I thought I did. I, like many other people who get to seniors, suffer with imposter syndrome, so you don't think you're good enough and everyone else is fantastic around you. I found that actually through delivery and through coaching that I actually have quite a lot of really good information, and coaching delivery really helps me bring it out. So I found that, okay, maybe I'm not the person I thought I was. Maybe I'm a little bit better. And professionally, it's really allowed me to kind of be on a centre stage and talk more openly about learning at conferences.
So it's really interesting what you learn about yourself as a coach. And I think the main one for me, again, having come from a different career, is how much work I've put in myself into getting into this career and then progressing it. And then knowing that the people that I'm coaching will have to put that work in and I'll have to support them doing that work. It's a really interesting thing to always reflect on your journey while looking at somebody else's journey. I think that's a really valuable and interesting thing to do. So that's what I find interesting.
So what I've learned about myself and my profession since becoming a coach, that there are so many routes into testing and into tech. It's not a typical go to uni, get a computer science degree, and then you come out and then you become a dev or a tester or a project manager somewhere. It's different depending on who you are and how you are.
So I could offer one piece of advice to anyone thinking about coaching or becoming a coach. It's to just take the plunge. Sometimes it can seem a little intimidating because it's like you get an 18-month cycle and it's like, well, I remember all this stuff, and that, the responsibility of someone relying on you can be quite intimidating at times, but take the plunge and you won't regret it because it's interesting, it's fun, and it's really, really rewarding. So yeah, just do it.
If I could offer any advice to someone on the fence who's thinking about becoming a coach, if you're not sure, drop me a message on Twitter or LinkedIn, and I'll talk to you about any questions you might have. I've really enjoyed my time so far coaching, and I think it's really important to give back to the community and develop the future of testing.
So what sort of advice would I offer for someone looking to come into teaching or delivery or coaching? My advice would be go for it. I was a little bit hesitant at the start. I was delivering and I thought, well, do I really want to make the transition to coach? I was really apprehensive because I didn't think I had the knowledge or the skill set to do it. But I took the plunge, and it's one of the best things I've ever done. Having a small cohort of students that I speak to quite regularly, and we can share ideas and support each other, because it is a backwards and forwards. We support each other on this, and some of the work that's now being produced from the conversation we've had is fantastic. Just go for it. Having mentoring and coaching someone and having someone there for you is one of the best things that can ever happen when people are, apprentices or young in their career. The amount of impact you can have is unbelievable.